Shabbat shalom. Good to see each and every one that is here. May y'all continually bless us and keep us on that in there. We want to take this time to welcome in all our listeners. We have a delay here today because we have our Torah reading service. And so we appreciate you staying up a little late to bear with us here on that evening. Oh, yeah. We want to welcome all our listeners, those that's in Israel, those that's in Canada, those that's in the Philippines, those that's in Sierra Leone, those that's in India, and where you might be picking us up on the internet. Enter into our house, where our motto is, come one, come all, let us build our future upon the foundation of peace and love. Shalom, Ve'ahava. And upon these two principles, when we as a people learn how to survive and live under that situation, then are we ready for God's kingdom. Otherwise than that, we're in trouble. We got a hard way to go. And God eventually is going to eliminate the owl. Therefore, you don't want to be listed in that all. And so, therefore, we have to get ourselves prepared. We got to get ourselves in line for these things that it might be well with us. We got to understand the situation, not in how we look at things, but as how y'all look at things. See? And the more and more I'm learning about him, we got to understand something. We don't dictate to him, he dictates to us.
Amen.
And all of them that are able to take his dictation is all right. You know, and sometimes we pause in our own selves with ideas. What's that? I don't trust no man. Well, I had to change that. There's one I trust.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Right.
Unless you want to believe that he's a God and corrupt himself, something can't be.
Help yourself in flesh.
Yeah. So, you know, sneaky things like that, we gotta watch ourselves because we can program ourselves in like that. I was talking to my brothers and spiritual brothers, and he was saying that and I had to correct him. I said, whoa, what do you mean? You don't trust no man. I said, I have one that I trust. Then he caught on to it. Oh, you know, I ain't. I said, but that's what you say though. It ain't what I said. I can't interpret what you say when you are telling me a word. So we gotta be mindful of that. Yeah. I said, yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's a lie anyway.
Yeah.
Everything we've ever been told was told us from another man.
I know it, and that's the whole thing of the deal.
Well, don't get on the bus. Don't get on the plane.
Right.
Don't do nothing.
Don't go to the doctor.
A man may be driving it.
Don't go to the bank either. Don't go to the bank.
Don't go to the bank.
Don't go to the bank.
Same thing, you say, I don't trust no man. I say, hey, I said, it's like you get a check, you know, when you go to work, I say, when you get a check, they gonna prompt you that you got to work a week before you get there.
There you go.
Well, I just think about it like that.
Ain't that funny how sacred fools are?
Fools of us, man.
Just like people jump on there, I don't judge nobody. You lying? We judge all the time.
Right. Right. All the time we judge.
See? Therefore, we just got to start being aware of what we're around and then come to other things here and be ready to change. See? And and to be a part with it, you know, and, we don't want to hear nothing bad, we want everything to be good and rosy and everything there. Yeah, I tell it like it is. And therefore, you get with the program, you don't, on that end there, and, it's gonna be well with us. Sometimes decisions, it's tough, but we gotta come to it and come to that understanding. Okay, we have our Israel update, by Shamash, David Ben Israel. So I'll have him come forward.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
First thing I'd like to say that, I thank y'all for, watching over me, and particularly because, I give him all the honor and praise. Because I told some that, I was riding with my boss the other day, but it's been, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I was riding with him. Matter of fact, I was in my service truck. And we was going to another lot to pick up another unit. And so he got a phone call. So his wife told him that their daughter had tested positive for coronavirus. And I said, oh boy, I'm sitting up here riding with the man. I said, oh man. Yeah. And plus I had my mask on, but I took it down like this. Sometimes, when I was talking to him, and then I pulled it back up and took it down sometime when he was talking to me.
Oh,
And then he pulled it back up. I said, oh man. I said, oh. And she lived with him. I think she's 16 years old. And so I said, oh boy. I said, this is just too close for comfort. And, but so far, nothing happened. Well, nothing really did happen, because I didn't get nothing. My wife didn't get nothing. So I thank y'all for that. So then that brought me in the mind of Shaul when he picked up that poisonous snake and it bit him, and then one of them drank some poison, and then nothing happened to him. And so I kind of thought about that. I said, yeah, that ain't nothing but God. And not only me, but a lot of us that been, have had some close calls, and nothing happened. So that ain't nothing but God. And so I give him I know it wasn't nothing but his grace and mercy, that brought us through and is bringing us through, and will continue to bring us through. So let us continue to pray for one another.
Yeah, because I was listening to, on the news, I was listening to, the governor from, New Jersey, Christian,
Uh-huh.
And he said that, he's really proclaiming about wearing a mask now. But he said that he was being careful, and he only let down at one time. I'm talking about, he said he let down at one time when he went to the president meeting there in the White House there.
Yeah.
And he said one time
You want one time. Yeah.
That's all it took.
All it took was one time.
One time.
That's right. Yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
So, we've been blessed.
We've been blessed.
Mm-hmm.
We've been truly blessed.
yeah.
COVID-19 is now the nation's leading case of death. It's passing everything, heart attack, cancer, no matter what you.
Number one killer.
Yeah, it's number one killer.
Number one.
It's number one killer. And I've seen where the hospitals is overflowing, and they ain't got no rooms, they ain't got no help. You can't get no help. Understaffed, and boy, and
Nurses going on strike.
yeah, and the little nurses they got, some of them they paying some of them 3 or 4 times
Wow.
they wages just to keep them.
They
Some
deserve
of them quit.
it.
Yeah.
They deserve
But you know, you still got people who want to still yet say, oh, it's just like the flu.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm saying
it. Symptoms.
it's
Huh?
ridiculous. Yeah.
If people die from the flu,
Oh, yeah, but
Not at this rate.
but like, but the symptoms are the same. The symptoms, I think, is probably why they say.
Well, you got some symptoms, but not all symptoms.
Okay, so
I think I had it in December or January. 'cause I was in the
January.
nursing home then.
mhm.
That's the reason why I quit. I thought if I gotta come back, and I had a seizure during December and January, and it was like diarrhea, throwing up at the same time, and then a fever, and all that at once. And he didn't get it. Keon didn't get it, but I got it because I was working at the nursing home, and the lady coughed on me. The elderly lady coughed on me, and I said, "Damn, I'm sick." She coughed on me. I know.
Oh, man.
And then, because we was hearing it on the news, and she was like, "What's going on?" And then when she coughed, I knew I was going to be sick. Because, you know, I didn't have no protection. And so when I caught it, it was bad. So like it felt worse. Then you feel like no flu. It's like, you know, you helpless.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm saying I don't sit up and seeing people talk, and then one wear no mask, and was sitting there talking about how they got it, and but I'm all right now. I'm doing good now, and the next thing should have come out their mouth. I know better now. I'll be wearing a mask now. They don't say nothing like that.
They ain't got a mask on.
No, I ain't got any. And was telling them, yeah, boy, I tell you, it's pitiful. Now, like it'll be more said. Now, Christy, he learned. Yeah, he learned his lesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of them didn't. I mean, it's just pitiful.
Ain't nothing nice.
Yeah, the way you can walk around and see them now in Walmart, ain't got no mask on. Young kids, they ain't got no mask on. They
Well, you know, like a lot of young kids, you know, they feel like that, they're not acceptable.
right. I mean, if they get it, I'm gonna get over it anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Y'all old heads get to worry about it.
but it don't work out like that all the time.
No.
Okay.
My sister's son, Ron, he had it, and she said he was moving around like nothing. You know, he tested positive for it. He was playing basketball, let him get all kinds of stuff. You know, and she out there, she at home throwing up and getting diarrhea at the same time. Ron, he just moving around.
Oh, so he just passing along.
That's right. He's a carrier. He's a
They
carrier.
do say some people don't get sick like
Yeah.
he's not even sick. He's like, well, I ain't gonna let nothing stop me.
Yeah.
He's at home, you know, miserable.
Well, the thing about on my job is, I know 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 guys had got it, and one was in my department. He worked in the back. I worked in the front, and the other 2 was kind of, you know, in the job. But when we found out they had it, it was like 3 or 4 weeks later. I'm saying, now you mean to tell me all these people done had it and we just not finding out about it? I'm saying, to me, that ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm saying, whenever a person get it, they should let everybody know
Right
that they
then.
got it. You know,
You don't know until you get it. It's got a 7-day window in your working in your body. You get
Yeah.
asymptomatic for 7 days, and then it starts showing up.
Yeah, then your taste, probably, your smell.
Yeah, but I'm saying these people was off, they was off for a month and a half.
Oh, they know it when they came in, they came back.
But we didn't know why they was off.
Oh,
You know, you could only speculate, well, maybe they got COVID, we don't know.
uh-huh.
I'm saying that they didn't tell nobody.
But see, that's the company policy not to broadcast, what's going on with your fellow workers.
Right, that's what they did to me. They didn't tell us nothing. They kept it a secret.
Yeah, but somebody need to be informed because you could have had
I
10,
agree.
15 people that get it.
Right.
Like they do on my job, they tell us that, okay, there was another person, there was two old co-workers that downstairs or upstairs, but they don't just, lay out their names.
Oh.
They just tell you, there was, one or two or three more people that had it. So we up to 48 people now that had it.
Huh.
Man.
All right.
And they don't tell you how you know whether quarantine or not.
Right.
Right, but see, those that, say for instance, like in my department, they'll call those that they think they've been around, the one that's off,
Oh, okay.
and let them know that, okay, you've been around such and such, so we're not for sure whether you need to quarantine, so if you ain't getting no symptoms, within, I guess, a couple of days, how many days it takes?
I think it's 5 to
Yeah,
7
but
days
It's
now.
fine.
But see, well, one of the guys, although he work in the back, but he come in the break room and eat lunch with us.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm saying we was all around him.
See, your job need to let them know that, hey, if you come in contact with somebody, you need to, start quarantining yourself for so many days, separate yourself from your people.
You never know, you don't know who it is, though.
They didn't do
And,
us
and,
like that.
and I know when the guy I was riding with, when he said, well, I guess I better go tell Marcus. I said, yeah, you better go tell Mark. He's the fleet man. I said, yeah, you better go tell him that your daughter got it. And go see what he say. Yeah, and then I told him, I said, yeah, 'cause I might have to take off too.
You probably hugging that door, looking closer.
Yeah. So he went up and told Marcus. Marcus never did get back with him, and didn't tell me nothing either.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's something. I'm saying, it did like in the people say, if you ain't got, you got to have that extra protection. Yeah, because it's something, I tell you. Ooh.
I was just crazy. My job didn't tell me nothing. They had us go all through the elderly patients' room, and they all had it.
Mhm.
Okay. No vaccine for me. Up to 75% of Israelis refuse to take vaccine.
Wow.
And their vaccine came from Russia.
Yeah, and these are young people. Yeah, these are young people. They and this is over in Israel. 75% of them. They say no vaccine for me, and they refuse to take it. Say we're not taking it.
Russia might be trying to kill us anyway.
But I'm saying it's just like here. I know they had the teachers. They had them kind of way in the back of the line,
Mhm.
but then the governor, he moved them up to number 2.
right.
Yeah, he moved them up to number 2.
Because they won't open school.
Yeah, because they opened some schools up. And so that means that the cafeteria work with all of them. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna come down to us too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you drive a bus,
You got buses, right?
you gonna have to take it,
Right.
you know. And So I said, well, maybe when it get down to me, a lot of them be gonna touch it. And if ain't none of them poked over yet, then
But
It's two of them, so they giving out two vaccines, so you don't know which one you're getting. So,
Oh, they do?
yeah, they give out two, so you don't know which one you're getting, that's all.
Yeah, but they said this last one is 94%,
Right.
and another one is 95%.
well, they recommend that Pfizer, for use, if you go with Pfizer, you gotta stay with Pfizer, not the other one, not Moderna, and then go to Pfizer. You gotta have both of these.
Yeah.
And they also say that even if you get the vaccine, it makes you asymptomatic. It don't affect you, but you still can have it and affect
Yeah.
others.
Right.
Okay.
Well, they said, I'm about to say the Moderna was a whole lot better than that,
The Pfizer,
make you not asymptomatic.
well, they say one of them make you asymptomatic. You won't fit when you get it. It'll create antibodies to protect you,
Yeah,
but it won't. But you can still get it, but it'll be in your system now. But you can still pass it on to others who don't have the shot. That don't make no
The
sense,
lady
don't
said this, I was reading an article, the lady said that she had a white woman that got it.
Mhm.
She had got it, she took a shot, and she said it made her feel terrible, she was doing, throwing up and everything. She said she feel like she was in the ATL.
Mhm.
Right.
She said, that's what she felt like, until it was over.
How long did she say it last?
2 days, supposed.
I didn't.
Those are only last 2 days for that.
Feel terrible.
Mm.
Feel terrible.
She probably gave it to her.
Uh,
So they probably gave it to her.
You can't give. It's a protein that combines itself. It's not the actual virus itself.
what kind of protein?
It's some kind of protein that they made. It's an experimental thing that they had, and they put it in, and it actually masks yourself so the virus don't see your cell. It's like a masquerade the situation. It's something else.
Well, some, I know, well, you got a lot of people in the United States feel like if ain't nothing wrong with them, they ain't gonna take it either.
That's a policy.
They want everybody to-
But I'm saying if the virus just don't dissipate on its own, that means it's gonna be running wrong.
Oh,
All the time, just like the flu.
Yeah.
Every year we get it.
It ain't going nowhere.
That's why they say, once you take the vaccine, you still, got to wear a mask.
Right,
Right. To protect others.
Because, you still got, slew of people that don't want to take it, or whatever.
Right, and you spread it to them.
Mhm.
and this is one day in the United States, 356,612 total cases. Deaths was 3,040.
Mm.
Yeah.
Still rising.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's not bad.
boy, it's climbing fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
because the colder the weather, the longer it lasts, the longer it lasts in the air, like in the summertime when it's hot, if you sneeze or something, it'll quickly dissipate, where
Mm-hmm.
around, so
Mhm.
that kept it down, but when it's cold like that, it
Travel.
trouble time,
Right.
it lasts now.
Mhm.
Yeah, cause the air is thicker.
Right.
Yeah,
It's true, so it
Mhm.
stay around longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around long.
Okay. It says election delayed for the leaders.
That's right.
Yeah, Empire, a new campaign. So they want to have another new campaign.
For Israel?
Yeah, for Israel.
Fourth election day.
Yeah, that'd be another fourth election.
Yeah, because, Gantz, he's supposed to be, in office now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
y'all ain't stepping aside.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he figured, hey, if I step down, they gonna indict me.
They're gonna do it right
Yeah.
away.
Well, some says, now we ain't got no reason, he shouldn't even be trying to run, cause they got an indictment.
Mhm.
He shouldn't he's thinking about trying to run. And then, but Gant did say that. He said that there is room. He said there is room for a Palestinian state.
No.
Yes.
Fulfilling scripture, that's fulfilling scripture.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said there is room for a Palestinian
You
state.
see, Gantz, by him saying that, Gantz gonna go along with it then.
Yeah.
They ain't got to take it. See,
Yeah.
so that won't be fulfilling scripture there.
Yeah. But that's what's gonna make them take it if you go along.
Well, no, if you don't go along with it,
Yeah.
that's gonna make them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't go along
Right.
with it, that's what. But let me see. I think Netanyahu, he's more like president. Yeah, he's leaning to the president.
You being prime minister?
No, I'm talking about Trump.
Oh,
Yeah, he done got all wrapped up in Trump. So he ain't really pushing Palestinian state right now.
uh-huh.
But Gant, he's all for it.
You mean two states?
Yeah.
Two states.
Yeah, the two states.
Yeah.
I'm for that
No,
too.
Netanyahu, I don't think Netanyahu would go for it.
No, he's not for the two
No.
states.
Oh, you not for the
No.
two states? Okay.
Netanyahu ain't.
Oh, okay.
I'm for the two state. I wish
I
they
am
hurry up
too.
and do it so the script could be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It was there at one time, no negotiation, no talk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, it's back alive.
Yeah. Yes, it's back on the table now.
Amen.
Yeah. And let me see.
Why you doing that? Trump, it's said that the senator is going to try to filibuster some kind of way when they come down to Trump. I mean, Trump trying to stay in office. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to overthrow him. Even though all the elections been done and all been certified, they're still fighting to try to keep him in.
Right. Because
And Trump said that he may not leave the White House.
they saying that, they had evidence that there was a mail fraud.
Right.
So they supposed to be doing more investigating on the mail out ballots.
Yeah, I mean, it's not enough to say that everything you're gonna throw out all millions for a couple of problems.
Yeah. I think it ain't no truth to that. All Trump doing is generating money.
That's what they say.
That's all he doing.
They say they got solid evidence that
Yeah.
there was.
That's what they said about all them other times too.
He got thrown out of court, didn't he?
He got kicked out.
So they said, hey, hey, Biden might not get it. Trump gonna stay in office.
No. All they doing is generating money. And the people just pouring the money in.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
That's all they're doing.
But Trump don't need it. He gonna need it. He gonna need that money.
Oh yeah, because all that money that he got now, I've heard that he don't have to give it back once he leave office.
Well, I'm talking about he gonna need it for his legal fight when he leave, cause they coming in here.
Yeah, he got a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
That's probably why he's doing.
He gonna need a lot of it. Israel, we know that it says Israel feeding the world.
Mhm.
And we know that the scriptures tell us that when Israel began to come back, Yah said that he was going to speak to the land.
Yeah.
And he said that the land was going to yield to them. And we know that it did.
Right?
And it also proved that, that it was the right one that was there.
That's what I was thinking. I said,
Yeah.
so the land yield to the wrong one. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. No, it ran near to the right one.
Right.
It yield to the right one.
Right.
But the reason I said that is, Israel now has got what they call drip irrigation. Changing global agriculture.
Man, drip. Oh.
Yeah. They got what they call a drip irrigation. And they say it is awesome. They growing everything. Yeah. They showed, man, them big old fields that they was flat. Boy, you talking about something pretty. Ooh, them things was pretty.
Well, I bet they grow some big grapes.
Oh, yeah. And they number 10 in rice. Even the number 10 in rice.
Intended, right? They got rice there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know that they're the number 2 producer of oranges and stuff like that.
But they say they number 10 with rice too.
Boy,
But you should have seen the way they had that stuff. Kind of make me want to take me one like that. The way they had that stuff, it irrigated like that, and it would just get dripping. Boy, and you talking about them fields were so beautiful. I said, look at that, Lord. And they said every feed in the world. So, and we know that Yah was the one that started. Because he said that he was going to speak to the land, and the land was going to yield to them, and we know it did. And became not it. The desert became a garden of Eden.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is my Israel update, and like I say, let us continue to pray for one another, and that y'all continue to be in our favor and protect us all from this coronavirus. Because it's really a miracle and a blessing, the thing that he's doing for the branches of Jerusalem. So let's continue to pray for one another.
Torah. Y'all put us in anyway here. It's gotten long, so long. But thank you. Hey, right now, we gotta be very careful about those things, you know what I mean? And especially now, you know, you all sitting there, but me and my wife got into it about it. She said, I ain't never taking it. I told her when they come down, when they get it down to my level, that thing, I say, I'm taking it.
I'm taking it too.
You know who's the first one gonna take it with you? Not now, he's gonna take it third.
You're gonna take it first? That's good.
You know, right?
Biden and his vice president going to take it Monday, I think.
Yeah, vice president took his already.
Yeah, President already.
Yeah, yes, the vice president already took it.
Yeah. You talking about his president? You talking about the lady? What's her name?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about?
The president elect.
Come on.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala. It's Kamala.
Well,
Kamala.
okay, we have a solo. All right. Sister, fellas, come forth and get us solo. All right.
Need the phone?
All right.
Okay.
honor to the Most High. I'm so thankful to be in His presence. I give Him all the glory and all the praise for Him doing in my life, what He's doing in my life. I'd like to ask for prayer because I'm going into surgery on Thursday. We're going to open my esophagus. We're going to blow a balloon up in there to open it up so I can eat and I can swallow. So I'm asking for prayer around the world. For all things to go together to those that love the Lord. Praise the Most High. Give me a clean heart, so I may serve Thee. Lord, fix my heart so that I may be used by Thee. Lord, I'm not worthy of all these blessings. Give me a clean heart. I will follow, I'll follow Thee. I'm not asking for the riches of land. I'm not asking for them. Please give me a
be able to follow. Yeah. And it's why it is because everything is stacked against us. See? You go against the current of the flow of things and say, you gotta put out more effort. If you don't, you'll sweep you back. And so, let's get ourselves in line for those things to happen and to put out some work, put out some energy and everything there, and put up a fight for our salvation. All right. Ready now? I was gonna say this here one thing, I had to do it there. There's some evangelicals. Now they're turning against them other. They call them trumpeters now,
Mm-hmm.
and say, y'all will find out to get it up.
Yeah.
They say, y'all making all of us evangelicals look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one lady from Florida, Beth, what was that name? Anyway, she said, hey, I'm tired of this here. She said, y'all done said all this here about, y'all done told you Trump was gonna do this, Trump. Yeah. So they don't even want to accept it now, but everybody can be right. So y'all want to face the music, Well, that's Hagen and Pat Roberts and Bunch. Yeah, Copeland, right, that's the one that called Copeland.
All the white.
Yep,
All of white,
all of them, man, they gotta,
you got it bad. They don't want to repent.
huh? Yep.
They don't want to repent and say they were
And
wrong.
right, and they don't want to give it up.
I hear some of them talking that, yeah, and Biden, he got a touch of Alzheimer's. so he won't be up there long, so they figure you just set up a Kamala Harris be president then.
Yeah.
They definitely don't want her there.
Yeah, right, they don't really do that, then.
I watched this Biden campaign. Every time they throw it in, he was running up there to the.
Right, yeah.
I ain't never seen Trump run.
No, you never ran. Stomp your foot, they don't.
But dear folks, it's just, this thing is got way out of hand and those things there, and there are people that they really twisted on this Trumpism and everything, they're just so sure that God told them this, but
No.
they got telling them, boy, and they don't want to give it up.
I know.
And they said, we ain't giving up. We're gonna hold out to the end. They said we're gonna hold out till they get the certification. They tried to get that thrown out. Now they couldn't get that done.
Right.
Now they try to bring up all these faults and stuff that there people that the whistleblowers and all that stuff there. And the court say that ain't enough for nothing. Throw that away. The problem with it, if he had 1 or 2 votes and everything, there are 5 or 6 votes that are 500 or 600. But this man is behind thousands of votes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I said, now wait a minute. The court said, you can't come to a little from us every one of them. You want us to kick out 1,000, 60 or 70,000 votes?
Yeah.
And one or two fraud votes?
Yeah, for somebody to say. Because you got these people believe in anything. Yeah, put that thing on because they think that, we get Trump to do it, they Trump will pardon and get it clear and all that stuff. But, dear folks, the truth will stand. And if God said it, they ain't got nothing to worry about. But everybody ain't got the right God.
That's right,
And I'm going to leave it there.
that's right.
All right. Okay. Going to ask you to bow your heads now for tonight's Baraka. Bless you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has given us your Torah, the writing, the copy, the written at the side by thy great spirit, and have commanded us the diligent teaching unto our children, unto our people, and all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. Yeah. Okay. Our Torah reading for this week's Parashah is taken from the book of Genesis, the 41st chapter, starting at the first verse through the 44th chapter and the 17th verse. That is Genesis 41:1 through 44:17. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the book of 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, starting at the 15th verse through the 4th chapter and the 1st verse. That is 1 Kings 3:15 through 4 and the 1st verse. 4th chapter and 1st verse. This week's Parashah is Parashah 10, which is Mikketz, and means at the end. Our scripture reading will be taken from portions of the Torah reading, which will be given by Shamash. Let us give our under the Bible attention as we read the word of God to us.
Excuse me. Keep everybody safe.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Scripture reading is taken from 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, 10 through the 15th verse. 1 Kings 3, 10 through 15, that's page 370.
370.
370.
Thank you.
What Shlomo had said, making his request, pleased Adonai. God said to him, because you have made this request instead of asking long life or riches for yourself or your enemies, death, but rather ask for yourself understanding to discern justice. I am doing what you requested. I am giving you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has never been anyone like you, nor will there ever again be anyone like you. I am also giving you what you didn't ask for, riches and honor greater than that of any other king throughout your life. More than that, if you will live according to my ways, obeying my laws and mitzvahs, like your father David, I will give you a long life. Shlomo awoke and found it had been a dream. But he went to Jerusalem, stood before the ark for the covenant of Adonai, and offered up burnt offerings and peace offerings. He also made a feast for all his servants. May God especially let him to read.
As we study Torah more and more, we get a chance to find out just how God is. And in just our communication with him. And that's what's important. See, to understand all of the intricate parts and all the things about him, that's going to take a time. We can't conceive the idea of things that, he can tell us something about himself there, and then it's going to take us years, and it's going to take us a while to even conceive that idea, And, just like people used to argue and fuss and holler at how can you be in one place and gonna see everything going on, all other places? But that ain't no problem now.
Nope.
See? There were people that were keeping out the Bible. Oh, you're gonna be able to see everything and all like that. You ain't gonna be able to do that. How you gonna do that? But we have, technology has come forth, and so there are other things that are about. So what I'm saying is that we got to get ourselves in gear. We got to get ourselves in line and got to get ourselves qualified that it might work well with us on that end. On that end. And get yourself really in line, because as we study, this lets us know how things work out for us on that end. We've been continually speaking, and I've been laying the groundwork and everything for you, show you how God is laying the groundwork. See, to have a people that is qualified to bring forth the Mashiach. But all this stuff is important. All this stuff it has to come forth and all that for us to have the right folks to be able to do that. He just couldn't pick any human being and in his family and all that there for that to take place here. See? And so that's what this is all about. And the other thing here is God is being selective, for a certain privilege, for a certain opportunity, for a certain requirement and request that is needed. And those that are willing to follow through on those things there, it's going to take some denying yourself. Last week, y'all asked me about the age that Yaakov was with me again, and he was in his 80s. He's about 80 years old.
80 years old.
80 years old. He was twice the age that his father was when he got married.
That's right. All his wife was.
His father, Isaac was 40 years old.
Yeah.
He was 80 years old. 80 years old when he got married.
Yeah.
That's very young.
Yeah.
Compared to 110 and 510.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they gave us all this idea that they was almost the same age, running around and they're having fun like that. That's what we see in the movies, But that's not what the truth is.
Yeah, that's it. So, if you're going to be a special folks and those things there, remember, you just can't be like everybody else, Now, his brother was married. His brother Esau, he went on married, had wives and stuff and everything there, but he didn't.
He didn't.
See? And because he was destined to be part of it, and so God wants to, and you want something straight, then you got to be willing. You got to be willing, see, to restrict yourself.
So, how old was his first child? Was after that? Maybe 82 when he had his first child?
I don't know.
Oh.
All I just know is that when he first got married, then he had all those children, those boys and stuff.
It was 90s when he had all his children.
Yeah. So I don't know how long that was. I think, it was we know he worked 7 years, so we know it had to have been somewhere after 7 years.
Right.
Because he couldn't marry till after 7 years.
After 7 years.
So something, but nevertheless, and his wives was very young.
Very young.
They was very young. He was a year
Who are you
old.
talking about again?
Joseph.
Huh?
Joseph, we talking about Joseph.
Joseph?
Not Joseph, Jacob, we talking about Jacob.
Oh.
Jacob, Yaakov, Israel.
Jacob, Rachel, Leah?
Yeah.
Leah was in the 20s, 19 and 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She could be younger than that.
Yeah, it could be younger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. But nevertheless, we're going to go forth here, and all these things that are going forth here, and to read what is going forth and what is taking place, and God is never out of the picture. We might get that way, and we might not understand all the things that are taking place with us. As I've been building on this here too. We're talking about a man that received all the blessings, and his brother hated him for it because he knew that those blessings that he had got from Yitzhak, his father, was great. And I mean, he had told about him being ruler and him being, I mean, and everything. Yet still, notice this. Wish he had come out in having trouble. And we didn't tell you about that, the fact that after his brothers got angry at him and stuff there, and jealous of him and everything, they sold him down there into to the Egyptians, and he got sold down and went down to Egypt, and things didn't work out too good down there for him at first. See? As a matter of fact, he got in favor with one, and then one of the ladies got there, took a liking to him. Uh-oh. That is nothing. Hey, he's good looking too. Hey, she was good looking lady too, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's hard.
Potiphar's wife, you know, she had.
Yeah, I know.
And she took a shine to him and everything. And he had to resist her.
Because you're Potiphar's wife. That's right.
Yeah. And he was getting good treatments and stuff there. And so, but even at that, he got in trouble. See?
Mm-hmm.
What trouble did he get there? He got falsely accused.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in prison. And so he was there in prison there for 10 years. And then he started doing some special stuff, you know, being faithful to God and doing the things there. He told a dream. He explained some dreams and everything there to the cupbearer and also the two people that was close to the king that had got in trouble. And so the one was killed and the other one got freed, got pardoned, and everything. And he went up and forgot it. He said, I'm going to be sure to tell everybody about it. He went out, boy, he was so glad to get free and everything. And he get killed, and he forgot all about it. But thank goodness that God don't forget about us. See? And that's what we got to count on. See? And this is what we're going to get into here. God knows how to bring things around and about. I'm going to start reading at Genesis 41 and start reading the first verse.
Mm-hmm. At the end of 2 years, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing beside the Nile River, and there came up out of the river 7 cows, sleek and fat.
Now, my understanding, these 2 years that he was talking about was 2 years after the Chamberlain guy had been set free.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to remind the king and remind everything about him and all like that. 2 years have passed and he ain't did nothing. He ain't said nothing. You know.
And they began feeding in swamp grass. After them, there came up out of the river 7 more cows, miserable looking and lean. And they stood by the other cows at the edge of the river. Then the miserable looking and lean cows ate up the 7 sleek fat cows. At this point, Pharaoh woke up. But he went to sleep again and drank a second time. 7 full ripe ears of corn grew out of a single stalk. After them, 7 ears, thin and blasted by the east wind, sprung up. And the thin ears swallowed up the 7 full ripe ears. Then Pharaoh woke up and realized it had been a dream. In the morning, he found himself so upset that he summoned all the musicians of Egypt and all its wise men. Pharaoh told them his dream, but no one there could interpret them for him. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, "Today reminds me of something wherein I am at fault."
All right, notice here, God knows. I want you to see how God, I want you to see, and this is what we got to learn when we read the story of that. It shows us how God works with men and how God works with these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this Chamberlain guy, he should have went and told him, man, and he said he was going to do it. But man, 2 years have passed. He relishing in that thing now. He ain't even thought about it. See? But God knew, and God knew exactly what to do to bring it about. He gave him a dream, and boy, that dream set him on fire. That ain't the only dream that he ever had, but this dream set him on fire, and he couldn't get no rest on it. He said, "I gotta find out what this is. I gotta find out what this means." Yeah. See? And he went to all his people, all of the musicians and all of them, and couldn't nobody tell him nothing. They didn't understand it. Then, we don't know, man. You know, they couldn't even come. See, God knows how to bring things around about. He knows how to bring those things there where those things will work out in his favor, work out in your favor. And he does those things. That's how he operates. See? This whole dream, he the one gave him that dream to get him that way.
Yeah.
See?
Uh-huh.
Rouse his attention. Just like there's another thing that God gave him in a dream. He woke them all up, and of course that was in Purim. Y'all remember the story there? He never gave the credit to the guy that saved his life and everything, so God gave a dream and everything.
Yeah.
So God do work in dreams.
Yes, yes, he does.
See? Deal with our minds. Deal with those things there. And so we see that, read on.
The 10th verse says, Pharaoh was angry with the officials and put me in the prison of the house of the captain of the guard.
Woo! This thing must have bothered him big time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice this? Hey, this your job. You're supposed to be able to interpret dreams and stuff. You ain't got nothing, you ain't nothing but a fake. You got that stuff not going on with them, fake news.
Make everything.
Make everything now. Hey, and Torah's fine people right and left, too, boy. You got rid of a boy. That was the guy that was his main man. That's the one that he chose. After he said Session wouldn't do what he wanted to do, so he picked Bar. And then Bar was like he was going right after him, following after him. And I said, I got right in. And Bar let him down.
Yeah. You know, there's a big fight now because of they stopped Biden from transition to the intelligent news about Russia.
Yeah, right.
Big fight about that.
Yeah.
And they want Biden to know about that.
Yeah. Cause he said he's still gonna win.
Right,
But nevertheless, we see that the king, he started putting people in jail.
yeah,
Oh, you can't tell me that? No. Well, Tony's put this guy in jail.
that's right. Go chunk it.
Yeah. Why been paying you all this money? Why been paying you to take care of you and y'all supposed to be able to do everything and y'all can't do it? Oh no. Throw him in jail. Get rid of it. There was a serious trouble in, man.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
Me and the chief baker. One night, both I and he had dreams, and each man's dream had its own meaning. There was with us a young man, a Hebrew, a servant of the captain of the guard.
Now, this Chamberlain, because he was part of the official thing there, and he saw a lot of his friends, because he had a lot of his friends that would interpret the dream, and he saw them being put in prison and everything. So he didn't know what in the world was going on. So he said, hey. Then it finally brought back his attention. And then so he started remembering. He said, oh, wait a minute. They can't do it, but I remember a Hebrew guy that was in jail with me. And he was able to interpret dreams. And he interpreted them right. Yeah. So I didn't mess up. Then it came back to him. You know, have you ever did anything like that in a situation like that? And then it dawned on you that you had messed all up? You know, if y'all would get that experience, it's coming. We like to look at everybody else's fault. We like to look at all that and everything, but yet still, we got some fault too. And this chairman said, I done messed up. Where did he messed up at? Yeah, he ain't kept his word. He promised yourself that when I get out of here, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna see to it, and I'm gonna say, got all about it, hey. And as one of the guys said, he's glad to get out of jail and went home to mama, and hey, it's all over. It's all over. And now he comes to realize, hey, I'm sorry, I messed all up. That's a repentant heart. When we understand the fact that we done messed all up, gives a repentant heart. So whatever, you know.
And we told him our dreams, and he interpreted them for us. He interpreted each man's dream individually. And it came about as he interpreted to us, I was restored to my office, and he was hanged.
Yeah, he told me, hey, one of y'all ain't gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
One is gonna be restored, the other ain't it? And he said, hey, but he said it was accurate.
Yeah.
And it wasn't no fake news, it was the truth.
Yeah.
See? And so Joseph is the man that you need. Because these people they can't do something that they ain't got no power to do. But this man has got touch with the God that can reveal these things. So evidently, even in prison, yourself is still a faithful man to God. And you let folks know about those things there. No matter what the situation that we're in and all things there. You don't drop one out, oh, no, baby, what I did, well, I'm just gonna go on and be a terrible person. No! Yes. Well, I mean, he did it, put in his time for him to do those things there, because The other people were getting killed, were getting put in prison because of the fact that it was very disturbing and very needful for the king to understand the interpretation of that dream. See, God works in all those things. God will work with you, and God will bring those things out. See? And he used it. This is how he used different people. See? This Chamberlain was no special person other than the fact that God used him in that setup. It didn't mean that he was all righteous and all those things there, and to be, hey, he was needed. He was there at that particular time. So Yah will bring those things up to pass. We just got to learn how to be submissive to what God wants and understand the situation. See? Because some of these things are very important. See? There are many people, like I said, there are many people that think that God done told them that Trump gonna be the king, gonna be the man, and he's gonna win a second election and all those things there, and they went out and stuck their foot in their mouth. See? And now it ain't working out like that, and they don't want it. But this man here, this chairman, he felt pretty good because he said, hey, what he said, and he don't interpret by no favoritism. He tell you just like it is. When we heard the dream, or we said no dream and all that, he told us, one of y'all ain't gonna make it. And he was right. And so, yeah, that's right. And he said, so I'm pretty confident to tell. See, we got to be very careful, but you need to be very sure about who you're going to run off saying something, especially the king and stuff. And you better know what you're talking about. See? See, he'd been thrown right under that too. Hey, well, you done bought this guy up here that don't know what he's doing. Hey, I'm going to get you, you're going to lose your job. Right. You're going to be in trouble too. I'm throwing all y'all. Because the king was mad. He was angry. So, the chamberlain knew that was needed. Pharaoh needed him because he wanted that answer. Sometimes when we want to answer those things there, we have to go to God and all those things there for us. And we got to be patient with God because He knows how to bring those things all about for us on that end there. Read on.
14th verse says, then Pharaoh summoned Joseph, and they brought him quickly out of the dungeon.
He was still in prison.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, go get this man. Because I'm tired of throwing these faithfuls in jail and stuff like that. I want an answer. This is bothering me. See, God knows how not to give you no rest and everything there. Yeah. You don't want God pooping you. You don't want God on your case and everything because let me tell you something, it gets tough. So Joseph was needed, so they wouldn't get Joseph. Read on.
He shaved himself, changed his clothes, and came into Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked Joseph, Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have a dream, and there is no one who can interpret it. But I've heard it said about you, that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. Joseph answered Pharaoh, it is within me. God will give Pharaoh an answer that will set his mind at peace.
Get this. This is something I followed all the way through. And I followed this. And we have got to learn how to follow those things there and understand those things there. Did you get the answer that he gave?
Is it in me?
Yeah. He said, don't be going towards me.
I don't have it.
He gave his credit to the God in his earth. But we so easy want to give credit to ourselves. I don't know why. No. Watch those guys. Watch these pastors. Watch these folks and these brothers hollering about myself and all that. Instead of giving the credit to Yah, to the Father. And give credit to everything else except the Father. So he told him, I'm in touch with a God. I'm in touch with a God that can and do all those things. And he'll give us the right temper. He'll give us the right interpretation. Right? Read on.
17th verse says, Pharaoh said to Joseph, in my dream, I stood at the edge of the river, and there came up out of the river 7 cows, fat and sleek, and they began feeding in the swamp grass. After them, there came up out of the river 7 more cows, poor and miserable looking and lean. I've never seen such bad-looking cows in all the land of Egypt. Then the lean and miserable-looking cows ate up the first 7 fat cows. But after they had eaten them up, one couldn't tell that they had eaten them, because they were as miserable-looking as before. At this point, I woke up. But I dreamed again and saw 7 full ripe ears of corn growing out of a single stalk. After them, 7 ears, thin and blasted by the east wind, sprung up, and the thin ears swallowed up the 7 ripe ears. I told this to the magician, but none of them could explain it to me. Joseph said to Pharaoh, the dreams of Pharaoh are the same. God has told Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 ears of grain are 7 years. The dreams are the same. Likewise, the 7 lean and miserable-looking cows that came up after them are 7 years. And also the 7 empty ears blasted by the east wind, there will be 7 years of famine. This is what I told Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do.
All right, so notice that even though you get the interpretation, even if you get those things, what you going to do about it? See, what's going to be the answer to that thing? So a lot of folks know this in that level. So what's going to happen? How you going to carry those things out? See? Mm-hmm. And therefore, we see that he said you got 7 years of good going, and then you will have 7 years of bad. Matter of fact, I remember talking to some folks there, and they was telling me that reason why they so sure that Trump was going to get a second term and everything, because they were saying that God was going to give the United States and all that 7 years of good and all those things there. So Trump would have to have a second term to fulfill those 7 years. And then you're going to look at, then after 7 years of good, then it's going to turn bad. I said, well, if that's the case, it's still going to turn bad in Trump, under Trump, if that's the case. I said, so maybe you might have the interpretation. Well, it looks like it was going to work out. Because, boy, time it did those things, boy, things changed around, boy, the stock market jumped up and jobs was down and all those things there.
That's something that these pastors want to use a perfect number, but them following the perfect number, they don't want it.
Yeah. But they get caught something when it comes to the days.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, they tell us a perfect number. That's a perfect, that's a complete number. And boy, I tell you, ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
I had this one guy, he was talking about it, and he was saying that, and said it just right too. We are praying that thy kingdom come. So what's already been said in heaven, we wanted to come here on earth. It's already been said in heaven that Trump is gonna be. And so now we just gotta pray to it that it's gonna be brought here on earth.
They seen what's going on in heaven.
I said, these same folks want to talk about going to heaven. And yes, yeah, he's talking about this. And he said that Trump has been chosen to bring that kingdom. Yeah. Gonna bring that kingdom here on the earth. And gonna start with the United States and all that.
Boy, they had to boost Trump up there.
Yeah, man, hey.
They had Trump up on the pedestal, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pedestal done dropped.
Yeah.
It done broke.
I think Trump had himself up on the pedestal.
Oh, yeah, he believed all that stuff. See? And it's bad to do those things there. So you see that after he gave the interpretation and it seemed right and everything now, on one thing that Pharaoh had to do and come to a conclusion, he asked the question, what do I do about this? Why know all this stuff? We don't know what to do about it. See? Therefore, he came to the conclusion that Joseph, you man for us. See? He didn't understand the fact that God was using Pharaoh. God used him, see? And start reading the 28th verse.
This is what I told Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. Here it is. There will be 7 years of abundance throughout the whole land of Egypt. But afterward, there will come 7 years of famine. And Egypt will forget all the abundance. The famine will consume the land, and the abundance will not be known in the land because of the famine that will follow, because it will be truly terrible. Why was the dream double for Pharaoh? Because the matter has been fixed by God, and God will shortly cause it to happen. Therefore, Pharaoh should look for a man both discreet and wise to put in charge of the land of Egypt. Pharaoh should do this, and he should appoint supervision over the land to receive a 20% tax on the produce of the land of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. They should gather all the food produce during these good years coming up, and set aside grain under the supervision of Pharaoh to be used for food in the city, and they should store it. This will be the land's food supply for 7 years of famine that will come over the land of Egypt, so that the land will not perish as a result of the famine.
Now, this was the solution. This is what he said, this is what you need to do. See, everybody gonna get this abundance. Everybody got it. Everybody in Egypt got it.
Mm-hmm.
See? And everybody gonna get this terrible. So what you need to do is have some people store up this stuff and to do those things there. Detail men to go over those things there and let them supervise that. And they have to say 10%. See, on that, and 20%. And so this is the way to do it, those things there. Here's where the king come in, very wise and smart. Yeah.
I know, when Joseph said, so therefore Pharaoh should look for a man both discreet and wise. So I'm like, hey, I don't have none of those.
Yeah, right. All my wives being on the phone.
Right.
I didn't kick them, but I didn't put them in. See how God works things too?
The only one I can see is you.
Yeah, all these wives being that supposed to be there couldn't even tell us, so he don't know. He not really, yeah.
Yeah.
See, God know how to want that thing right down. It's something like on a job, like on our job, they had it set up where they said that whenever a job comes through and everything there, they had to offer to everybody. See? But what they did was they pinpointed the need for that job, because you're gonna go down to just only one person. See? And so they put it out there, they would put it out there on everybody, they could look at it and everything there, and said we're gonna pick the most qualified person. Well, they done set that thing all out there where everybody knew who was gonna get it. Matter of fact, they did me that way on one of the jobs. That did all that, and everybody knew that. Yeah, we know who gonna get that job. They were right. It was pinpointed around me and my ability and so that's the way God did this thing. He set that thing up around there, and Joseph placed it there. You need a wise man, somebody. But he didn't volunteer himself. See, you know that he said, "What you need is me." No, he didn't do that. But Pharaoh had enough sense and everything to understand that because God had just set the thing up where he can't lose. Go to Acts, the 7th chapter of Acts. And start reading at the 9th verse there. Showing how this thing was set up and the time had come.
Now the patriarch grew jealous of yourself and sold him into slavery in Egypt.
Now this is just talking about his brothers. When he said the patriarch, it's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
They're the patriarchs, all those things there. And so people look at Israel and they look at us, therefore we come from a bad background. We come from a background of folks that got mad and was willing to kill their brother. Lied to them. We talked about that. Dear folks, if we let these things dwell on us, hatred, see, envy, see, backbiting, whispering, all these things, and we let those things abide in us and everything else, ain't no telling what you supposed to do. Oh, I never would. And they said, we're going to take him and kill him. We tired of having these old dreams. And them dreams ain't looking good for us.
This way to stop.
Yeah.
Hey, he keeps living, hey, he will continue to have it.
And then when they sold him out and everything, they said, nah, they were feeling good about themselves. Oh man, they was all enthused about themselves. Now we done got rid of him. We done lied to our father and got rid of him. Now we're gonna see what's gonna happen to the dreams. They didn't know that was a mistake right there. What mistake did they make when they said that? They went against the God that gave them that dream.
Right.
Can't you see that? They thought they was going against him, but no, you wasn't going against him. They thought they was going against Joseph, see? But you wasn't going against Joseph. You was going against the God that gave him that dream.
They probably figured, okay, now, well, why, if it was God, well, why?
God can choose who we want to. And we get selected. I ain't gonna never do this. I'm not, you better be those things. And like I told you, God carries through things here to teach us those things here. And the boy that show taught me, and I told you I told it many times, having a wrong job. Okay? This one guy coming in was talking all that stuff there, and I talked noise to him. I said, hey, I ain't got to pay no attention to you and everything. You from another department and everything that day. You know, I'm talking noise to him and everything that day. It was just like some guy in the education when they talk to you and you in the transportation part. Hey, he ain't got no authority over you. That's a whole different department and everything there. See? And so this guy, that's what he was. He was a whole different department there and everything. He coming in and all I said, boy, I talked all that now. Boy, we had a big shake-up and we had a big shake-up at the job there, and bosses changed bosses like they doing them jobs. Right. And man, he became the boss over my boss.
Hey, so he had the smarts.
Huh?
He had the smarts to do
Yeah, his department came on the boss over all the departments because they shrinking all that stuff because they had all them little departments and stuff. So because they were gonna combine them all like that, and he turned out to be the boss over my boss and all over my department. That's what I'm talking about. And guess what? He called me in the office. And he remembered me too. He remembered me. And brought it to my attention.
Oh.
Remember that? I said, oh, man, so and I'm about to say, when something like that happens, boy, that's fault for you done messed up. It hit you right square in the face, boy. It hit me right square in the face. So he said, I like that a certain thing about you and all that, and he told me the truth, this and all that. He said, but I got my eye on you. He said, I got my eye on you. Boy, I learned a lesson there. I said, from now on, if the janitor come in and ask me, as a matter of fact, that happened. Janitor come in and I would say yes or to him. He said, man, why you talking to me? You ain't got that. I said, look, man, if this place right here, you never know who's gonna be your boss. I said, it's easy to say yes or to everything. I said, it ain't bad for me to say yes sir to somebody. I said, man, I ain't just saying just trying to. I said, I'm serious about this. I made up my mind then. I said, hey, whatever God chooses, all those things, God chooses me. Hey, I'm gonna get with who God chose, but I don't care who it is. Right. Yeah. Read on. Let's see what that
says. My patriarchs grew jealous of Joseph and sold him into slavery in Egypt, but Adonai was with him. He rescued him from all his troubles.
All right, that's what I want you to get. Just because you get the blessings, just because you get this and all those stuff there, don't mean that you ain't gonna have some troubles. Right. That's what I want to tell our young folks. I try to tell our young folks this and everything there. You're gonna have troubles. Mm-hmm. Things ain't gonna work out the way that you think it ought to work out. And especially our children. See? Because you've been bred and you've already been taught and you've been already brought up this way. And the more you fight it and go out against it, you just add more troubles to yourself. Stay faithful with the truth. Right. See? Let that rain. Yeah, but I'm still getting in trouble. Hey, look at Joker. Joker got in trouble. Got thrown in prison. But he still stayed faithful to God. And in God's time, when the time came, see, it come time to read on this way out.
But Adonai was with him. He rescued him from all his trouble and gave him favor and wisdom before Pharaoh.
That's how he got the job. That's how he got the job. He got the job because God gave him favor with Pharaoh. And God is able to give you favor if you will show, and he will give you favor. And he work in your. You gotta be very mindful of all those buddies. You go around there and run around with these buddies that give you bad information, give you bad advice and stuff, and you run around there and follow those things there. You just add more trouble to yourself. Those buddies and stuff can't tell you nothing. They don't have none of the background that you have. Stick with Yah. Stick with the Bible. Stick with what he said, those things there. And at the right time, he will rescue you from all your troubles. And he will bring you out just as he did yourself at the right time. And he got favor with it. And that's why I wanted to let you know, God will give you favor. And he knows exactly what you need and when you're ready to do those things there. So, go back to Genesis 41 now. And the 37th verse.
The proposal seemed good both to Pharaoh and to all his officials. Pharaoh said to his officials, "Can we find anyone else like him?"
Yeah, see him? He was consulting with the rest of them that was there. Hey, let me tell you something. They was kind of scared you were saying anything too, because they knew what was going on there. He said, I had to get Trump this one credit, boy. Trump back from the room, said, they're all scared to go against him, boy.
They won't say a word.
They won't say a word, man. Oh, Mitch McConnell, he gets scared now because of the fact that he know that he out now with Trump, because Trump is gone, and now he's down there in Georgia now trying to get that there because if them two votes go, he know he gonna be out.
Yeah.
He said he's spending his own money down there.
Yeah. So he down there trying all his best, boy. He trying to get all his best, boy, to get them two votes, boy, because he know that he's gonna get voted out, Jack. and so Pharaoh made the right decision. He said, "Can we find anybody better than this man here? Can we do anything?" Oh, of course not. You ain't gonna find a why? Because God done set this whole thing up to point to Joseph. And if you got any kind of sense at all, that's a choice you gonna make. Read on.
But can we find anyone else like him? The Spirit of God lives in him. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has shown you all this, there is no one to discerning as wise as you.
Mm-hmm.
You will be in charge of my household. All my people will be ruled by what you say. Only when I rule from my throne will I be greater than you." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Here I place you in charge of the whole land of Egypt." Pharaoh took his signet ring off his finger and put it on Joseph's hand. Had him clothed in fine linen with a gold chain around his neck, and had him ride in his second best chariot. And they cried before him, bow down. Thus he placed him in charge of the whole land of Egypt.
Now, you see that? Placing in the whole land of Egypt and all. But I'm gonna tell you something, just like anything else, there are some of them that didn't like that out there. There are some that didn't like it. You know, so you know what they did? They said, oh, so we see what he's doing everything there. He's taking all the grain, selling up the grain, we getting all this stuff. So they gonna say, we're gonna be a copycat. We ain't gotta follow what he said, dude. We ain't gotta follow him. Hey, we gonna do the same thing. Did you know that that's what they did? Many of them saved up, they harvested their grain and saved up their grain. Stashed it back for hard times. And say, we ain't gotta go run that old Joseph. We can do it. We can do the same thing. People will look out and see what you're doing and say, I can just, I'm gonna tell you what they do. I can do those things there. But let me tell you something, if God ain't for you, ain't with you, he got that covered too. Do you know what happened? Any of y'all know what happened? See, we're gonna read on down and we're gonna find out what happened. Start reading at the 53rd verse here.
Okay. The 7 years of abundance in the land of Egypt ended, and the 7 years of famine began to come, just as Joseph had said. There was famine in all the lands, but throughout the land of Egypt there was food. When the whole land of Egypt started feeling the famine, the people cried to Pharaoh for food. And Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, go to Joseph and do what he tells you to do. The famine was over all the earth, but then Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold food to the Egyptians.
Now, why did they have to go to it? Why did they have to go to Joseph? They should have went to the island. Guess what happened? All that stuff that they had stored up rotten. Guess who rotten it for them? Yeah. So if you don't have that extra protection, if you don't have that right, hey, you're still in trouble. So there are people that say, well, I'll just do like you. I'll try to be a copycat. No, because you ain't got God. You copy. They store up their stuff and their other stuff, but their stuff rotten. When they were ready to go to there, to get their excess stuff, they went there, it done rotten. But none of the stored up that Joseph had it rotted. See? God was the one that was taking care of that. And then they all had to turn up to him and come in, because there was something they wasn't want to go. So they did, well, we're going to go to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said, what you coming to me for? What you coming to me for? You better go down and talk to Joseph. I put him over there. And they had to do it. See? Stay true to what you got to do. Stay true to the truth and everything, and it'll work out on the end. It says in where'd you start reading off that there?
I stopped in the middle of 57.
Oh, okay. And that's the point I want to say that. It says, all Egypt was sent where?
To Joseph.
To Joseph. All of them. So they all had to recognize him as authority in those things. That God knows how to exalt us. Because for today, y'all knows how to exalt us in his due time. Y'all don't forget about it. I tell it to our young folks and I tell it to our old folks, tell us all those things there. And I'm learning some things there, you know. God didn't really start working with those guys. And, you know, even our forefather, Yaakov, he was 80 years old. Oh, things started kicking into him. See? So can you hold on to that then? Although you're gonna give up and then, you know. Y'all knows how to exalt us in due time. Let us stay faithful to him who is in total control.
Amen.
See? And our God is. Just as he worked those things out for yourself, and we ain't through with it yet. You know, this is just one little part of it. You know, put him all in charge of everything there. Then his brothers, they was bragging about they never will bow to him. They ain't gonna never bow to him. Judah hollering all that there and everything. And he said, I guess they made fun about it. See? But God brought that famine and everything. That famine went on up there to Canaan. Canaan had to come down to Egypt. Not only did all Egypt had to go down, but all Canaan and all of them had to go down there. And guess who? His brothers came down there. And guess how they came? They came down bowing down. That's how Joseph knew that he was beginning on the good side of his dream. That's what he really knew then. That, hey, if I stay faithful with God, God is going to be faithful with me. And that dream that they interpreted, and they interpreted right, here it is. Here it is, all on the face, bowing down to me. And calling him Lord. And calling him, I'm your servant. Dear folks, let us stay faithful. Just as we've been telling a lot of folks, you ain't going to heaven, and those things there. God got things, and he's working like this thing on this earth.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
There are people that they determine they're going to do something different, but and y'all like told him, he's dead and gone now, but people are still beginning to come to that sense and they understand those things now. And they changing their doctrine around now, and they changing all this stuff around now.
That's good.
And he told me, you ain't going nowhere, boy. And that was tough to see it back in those days there, because everybody was, the big rapture and all that other stuff there, and they, that day my home, they don't want to be on this earth and all, man, but he told them the truth. See? Put it in the book. See? We have it in our book there. That book was fantastic at that time there because he was going against the grain of things. And now other folks are beginning to come in and teach those things out. But nevertheless, that book that he wrote, that was a special book. That was a special book because it was definitely against the grain of Christianity and stuff and all that. You still got people now that talking about the tribulation and all that stuff. We're going to be out of here. We got to be raptured away here. We ain't going through it. And they got it post and free and need. They trying to invest it. Yeah. But he said none of that. So dear folks, we got a treasure here. Hang on to it. Don't give it up. Mm-hmm. See? And just as he didn't, we'll see we're gonna see who's gonna come out on top. It ain't us. It's the one that said it and bring it to pass. And that's our Father. Okay. And as our old feels, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand get a tongue. And I remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem, above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. Shalom, shalom from now. And if God's will, we'll see you next week. We're now going to turn the service ahead and say the Shema should close out the service for today.